Hey there, it's Trudy here, One Grounded Angel. This is the weekly angel card reading for the week starting Monday, May the 10th through to the 16th, 2021. So we have a Taurus new moon happening this week. It'll be Wednesday here in Australia. I think it may be late Tuesday in the US, but you would have to check that. And Taurus is a sign, it's a very grounded sign. It's one of the first Earth, in fact, the first Earth sign. So it's a good time to go out in nature. It brings through a lot of energy around money, around work, security really. So that can be anything from your emotional security in terms of your confidence, but also your physical security in terms of your housing arrangements, your financial arrangements, etc. So maybe those are things you might like to consider setting goals around with the Taurus new moon. So Monday's card is manifestation. This is all about bringing through what we want, putting out into the world what we want to attract and calling it in. Now, the thing I would say about manifestation is it does get oversimplified a lot. If you read blogs about it, there is a lot of information out there. Use your judgment on what's going to resonate with you. But one thing I've noticed is there is a tendency to oversimplify it, and I often get inquiries from clients feeling very frustrated that they've been following the steps, doing the law of attraction, and they're wondering why what it is they're trying to manifest just isn't coming to fruition. So some of the things, it isn't as simple as just putting it out to the universe and waiting. We have to be willing to partake in that process as well by doing the work to help bring it in. Things don't just appear on our doorstep. Unfortunately, I wish that were true. And also it can take time. I started trying to manifest a home for us, years ago, and it's only just happened. So we need to remember that sometimes we need to be patient, keep doing the work. We can't be passive. And also we need to look at whether we're trying to block the process in any way. Sometimes people do this, they're trying to manifest, say, a relationship, but they're blocking it with their fears of trust or betrayal, fears around commitment, all those sorts of things can be going on. So if you are having problems with the law of attraction, I recommend you work with an energy healer to help you with that. If you're not trying to manifest anything at the moment, maybe this is your card telling you to start doing that. What is it that you want to create? Are you just coasting along and hoping things will go well for you? Maybe it's time for you to sit down and do some thinking about what it is you want to create and how you're going to go about doing that. Tuesday's card is By the Book. I love this beautiful image of these elephants holding each other's tails and their trunks, I should say, or tusks. By the Book. It suggests if you're trying to do something and you're feeling tempted to take a shortcut that's maybe not going to work out super well for you, this is encouraging you to do things properly, take the long route, really, I was going to say dotting all the T's and crossing all the I's, but you know what I mean, dotting the I's, crossing the T's, really being attention focused, which is appropriate because Mercury is going into retrograde later in the month, the planet of detail. So really not trying to take shortcuts, not trying to start a revolution, and not trying to sort of, be too militant about how you want things to be done. Just continuing to show up, do the work, and those sorts of things will pay off in the long run. It's sort of a patience card, I guess, in a way. Wednesday's card is the Ocean. Oh, also this one here, so we've got two. The Ocean, this will take me about 2 seconds to explain. Being near bodies of water is extremely good for our energy. It's great for our emotional health, and you probably don't need me to tell you that. You've probably noticed already yourself that when you're around a body of water, particularly if it's got waves, you feel a lot more calm. So you might like to go to an ocean if you're feeling particularly emotional and your emotions are really volatile at the moment. And also, this can be about your relationship with water itself. You're drinking enough water. You might like to look at doing some cleansing of your energy. And again, being near water can do that. But also things like bathing in Epsom salts, flotation therapy, etc. All those sorts of things are really good. Interesting. Time to go is, I suppose there is a partnership here if you think about this card as being one telling you to cleanse and sometimes the cleansing is what's needed for us to get the clarity. And maybe the clarity is you need to move away from a particular situation. So time to go, this can be big or small. It might be something big that you need to leave, such as a job, maybe a neighborhood, maybe something that you've committed to. Or it could be something small. You need to move away from a habit that you've gotten yourself into over the last who knows how many days or weeks or months. Time to let go of. Maybe it can also be something that's being thrust upon you. Maybe it's not about you making the choice to let go. Maybe something's happened, maybe you've been made redundant at work and you're having a real hard time accepting that, which is understandable, but maybe this card is here to bring you some peace, that it is time for you to move on. And even though it didn't happen the way you wanted and it's still hard and hurts, maybe it is for your greatest good, and maybe that's what you need to take from that. But it might be that there's something you need to let go of, or maybe it's something that is being removed from your life by the universe and letting you know that there's a plan in place that you can't see yet. Thursday's card is an angel called Celeste, and I'll read this one to you. A happy move to a new home. So here we've got some beginnings, following on from those endings, or place of employment is in the works. This movement will usher in positive new energy. So you can see the connection here. We can't accept the old unless we've let go of, we can't accept the new until we've let go of the old. So it may be that these two go hand in hand for you. Obviously it's not quite this literal. You don't on the Wednesday walk away from something and then on Thursday the new opportunity appears. It's usually more drawn out than that. But it does remind you that you need to be willing to let go in order to bring in something better. And sometimes the reason, or one of the reasons we struggle to let go, is because we can't see the new thing yet. And we struggle to feel that we will be safe in the not knowingness, the waiting for the next thing to appear. It can be really difficult. It's a bit like, I know for me, when I've lost my job, it's really difficult to enjoy the time that I have at home to do things, my downtime, because I don't know when the job is coming through. So that has been a struggle for me in the past. But this is letting you know positive things are afoot. It could be, as this card says, a new home, new living situation. It could be a new job. Maybe neither of those apply to you and it's just something more general, some sort of opportunity coming up for you. Maybe, could be anything really. Maybe a social opportunity, anything at all. Now, Friday's card is very practical, first step. And this reminds us that when we're trying to achieve something, maybe it's something we're trying to manifest, that we will completely overwhelm ourselves if we try and do it all at once. If we look at the end goal, we'll be like, whoa. So breaking it down into small steps is the easy way to do it. And it also reminds us that sometimes if we just focus on the first step, what we find is that the next step appears in a way that we didn't expect it to, or something else shows up, whereas we were thinking, oh, I was going to go from here to here to here to here, but we take that first step and then we're going over here and then we're going over here, and we need to trust that we're on the right path, even though it's not quite the linear path that we were expecting. So just continuing to take those steps, again, a message of patience, very Taurian. Keep doing the work, the foundations, keep showing up, doing that work. If something seems overwhelming, break it down, make it manageable. I love it when the angels are practical like that. So we're shuffling now for Saturday. Slightly awkward shuffling, but we got what we needed. Your children are watched over by angels. Now, I posted this one 2 weeks ago and it got a lot of likes. So clearly a lot of people really needed this card. So to reiterate, in case you didn't see it then, the card is for anyone who's worried about a child of theirs, whether that's a young child or an adult child, a child who's passed on, or a child that's not been born yet, anything at all, giving you the reassurance that that child, those children are safe, children even. So that can be really difficult for people because sometimes your worry is related to a specific situation that you're going through at the moment, your child's going through, and sometimes it's just general worry that you always have. And in that case, it may be that this card only gives you temporary relief because the reason that you're so worried is because of some underlying anxiety that you've got, or perhaps your energy is operating from a belief that everybody needs to be safe before I can feel safe, or everybody needs to be happy. My happiness is contingent on other people. If that's the case, I recommend you work with an energy healer because the reality is everybody's always going to be going through challenges, and we can't sort of wait until all those challenges are resolved for us to feel safe and comfortable and happy. We have to be able to let people go through their own stuff from time to time. I'm talking about when the child is an adult, of course. This could also be about you needing to indulge your inner child. And I know the word inner child sounds a little bit 70s, hippie, woo-woo, but all it means is remembering that you're still allowed to have fun and should be having fun. Don't get into your adult responsibilities and neglect your need to do something silly, something spontaneous, to enjoy yourself, because those are the things that you regret at the end of your life. You don't regret that you don't spend more time folding, washing, or I don't know, doing home maintenance. It's really, really important that we enjoy this journey that we're on, even when there's lots of things going on, especially when there's lots of things going on. Super important to prioritize our own enjoyment. So there's lots of things, even if you aren't worried about a particular child, or you don't have children in your life, there's definitely something that everybody can take from that. So going now to Sunday's card. Got 2 cards again. It's one of those weeks. Whew. Workshops and seminars, which has definitely come up in the past fortnight. Parents, this is a big one. So I'll start here. Workshops and seminars is about needing to do some more education. We had a similar message on Sunday. Seems a lot of you are being called to go and study or to be educators of some sort, maybe teachers, coaches, mentors, something like that. But also about remembering that we're here to learn as well. So try not to be too hard on yourself if you've just gone through a lesson that was quite uncomfortable and you wish you'd done things differently. Sometimes we need to, often in fact, we need to do things awkwardly, clumsily, badly in order to learn something. So try not to beat yourself up too much. As long as you've learnt the lesson, that's all you need to move on. Parents, this is a big one. So it could be about you as a parent, your journey as a parent. Maybe you need to build your confidence in your parenting. Maybe there's an issue going on with your parenting that needs resolving. Maybe it's something going on in your relationship about the way that you're parenting together. For most of you, this is going to be about your own parents, whether they're alive or not. Looking at what legacy you are carrying as a result of your relationship with them. For example, if you had a fractured relationship, that wounding is probably still within you and is probably affecting a situation that you're facing right now. For example, if you had parents who were not there for you emotionally, even if they met all of your material, physical needs and you weren't wanting for anything, if they were not able to be there for you emotionally, and maybe that you are struggling to feel safe in adulthood, you are constantly feeling like there's something missing, or that there isn't enough support for you, and so you're running around trying to shore up your security in other ways, trying to get constant reassurance from other people or approval from other people, trying to prove your worth to people, all those sorts of things. I'm painting in very broad brush strokes here. Issues in your relationship as well. Are they mirroring what you went through with your parents, or what your parents role modeled to you? If there was infidelity in their relationship, are you worried about that happening to you? Because sometimes the fear of betrayal, those trust issues, can be handed down as a result of what we've witnessed. So looking at the relationship between our parents and us is a big one, and sometimes it's not super linear. You do have to do a bit of thinking about it. But if that doesn't speak to you, it could be about you as a parent. And maybe sometimes it's simply about spending more time with your parents. Maybe that's all you need to do. Trust your intuition. So, gosh, we've ended up with a lot of extra cards this week. But I think when we look at the cards, we've got a lot around beginnings and endings. Never not relevant. And this parenting stuff comes up towards the end of the week. What else have we got here that needs... Maybe around working on our goals with the manifestation and this continuing to show up and do the work, which I think also comes up with this first step. I knew I'd find it eventually. So that's it for the week. A lot of big stuff coming through this week I would say. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. You can see each card as it goes up, and you might find that you see the card differently by the time it comes up for you. And that's not to say that the card is only relevant for the day that I post it for. Sometimes the algorithm will throw up a card randomly from a few months ago, and that's because you really needed it right now. Always trust that when you see the card is probably when you need it, and if you don't, just file it away in the back of your head. Often they're trying to plant a seed for later on, flagging things for future reference. And sometimes the card is for someone else you know. So anyway, follow me on Instagram at One Grounded Angel, my Facebook page, One Grounded Angel, and find out more about the work I do as an energy healer at my website, www.onegroundedangel.com. I do personal readings for people, but I integrate them with my energy healing work. So you book a session with me and I will use both modalities, the angel cards and the energy healing, to help you with what you're facing with, help you get clarity on the situation through the cards, and the energy healing to help shift the blocks that have been revealed by the cards. So www.onegroundedangel.com. I work over Zoom, so you don't have to be in my own town. In fact, no one is. I have no clients who work with me face to face. It's all over Zoom. And that's because energy is not confined to a geographical location. So thanks very much for being here, everybody, and I'll be back next week to read for you again. Take care.